Commissioner Ertel.
Present.
Commissioner Sukla.
Yes.
Commissioner Candelaria.
Here.
Administrator Powers.
Here.
Attorney Baxter.
Here.
And Kim Purcell, Montezuma County Clerk and Recorder. The names listed are from the previous public hearing. The Montezuma County Board of County Commissioners will hold a public hearing for review and determination of an AR 3-9 rezoning request and single lot development subdivision application submitted by Arvita Higgins on property located at 21510 Road W, Lewis, Colorado, located south of Road West, or W, south of Road W. Oh boy, time for me to go home. East of Road 21.4, situated in Section 6, Township 37 North, Range 16 West, NPM. The hearing will be held Monday, December 10, 2018 at 2:30 p.m. in the Commissioners' Hearing Room, Montezuma County Administrative Offices, 109 West Main, Cortez, Colorado. Interested persons may attend and give input. Information may be obtained from the Planning Office, Room 270, Administrative Offices, Cortez, Colorado, or accessed online at http://montezumacounty.org, Web Departments Planning. You may also contact the Planning Department at 970-565-2801 with questions. This file can be inspected in the Planning Department during regular office hours. Dated this 20th day of November 2018, Kim Purcell, Clerk, Board of County Commissioners, Montezuma County, Colorado. Published in the Journal on Friday, November 30th, 2018. On 12/10/2018, the Board of County Commissioners recommend applicant to return to the Planning and Zoning Commission for review of opposition and reevaluate the Planning and Zoning recommendations for a 60-foot easement off Road W. So this is a continuation.
Okay, thank you, Kim. So, Planning Office, tell us what the, what went on in the Planning and Zoning
Okay, well,
meeting.
we returned this applicant to the Planning and Zoning Commission on March 14, and to reevaluate the recommendation by one of the Planning and Zoning Commissioners to have a 60-foot easement, and on that continues from Road W, and then we discussed it that it was recommended that the easement stay at the 20-foot easement that it is right now, because it has historically been 20 feet, and it has been 20 feet for more than 50 years. There is basically no real possibility that the road department will continue Road W from that point to a county road due to a deep arroyo. Plus, there are utility that's also used as a utility easement, also used for agricultural structures and irrigation structures. So they recommended approval for it to stay at the 20 feet.
20 foot. Okay.
And also the commissioners had an issue with the existing fence line, which is her brother's fence on the
Ervil's fence line that wasn't lined with the property line.
And with the 20-foot easement, they will come down off of the 20-foot extension of W and run south around the pond to the agricultural parcel, and that fence will not become an issue.
Yes.
Okay.
So the fence will stay where it is, and the new easement will go to the western side of the pond and down to the new parcel. And
In between the two parcels, in between
Yes.
the
Correct.
10-acre parcel and
Yes.
Arvitas.
And then she will also be putting in a culvert due to the boggy area.
Mm-hmm.
Is that yellow line?
The yellow line is where her two parcels will end.
That'll be the southern boundary
Yeah.
of her north.
But that easement's going to go right in around
Right
through
in
that.
In
between.
between,
In between,
the
yeah.
orange and the blue there.
Right.
Yeah.
Was she present for that? Was she present at
Yes,
that?
she
She
was.
was.
Was she satisfied that was that satisfactory with her?
That was, That was basically her, her wishes,
That was the
Okay.
original plan that she
Yes.
wanted.
Right,
yes.
right.
It just got increased to a 60-foot easement, but it's only a 20-foot off of W.
W anyway,
extended, So,
it's- yeah.
and it's just for agricultural use down on that southern 35-plus acres.
The reason why the P and Z commissioner recommended it to be a 60-foot easement is in the possibility of that ever becoming a subdivision.
Subdivision,
Or something like that. And Ms. Higgins has always stated that she is going to do a deed restriction on that parcel, and it will always remain agricultural.
Okay, well, that'll take care of that.
Yes,
Okay. Well, it sounds like everybody's in agreement then.
yes.
They're
You're in
adding a
agreement, you're in agreement
diversion-
with that too?
They're
Okay.
adding a diversion water box in the northwest corner of
Mhm.
her existing property, but that's gonna be out of the right-of-way, both east and south, and
Yeah.
also out of the, there's a pipeline that runs through that area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was a big concern with going with the 60-foot.
Yes.
The waterworks and
Yes.
structures there were gonna be a problem, so. That
The
kind of
60-foot easement would have been a real mess.
Yeah.
Yes,
Put it nicely, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
Well, good. I'm glad everybody came into, don't be harassing the audience. This is a public hearing. This is a public hearing, and you're out there harassing the audience. My, what next? Well, that's good. It sounds like everybody is,
Yes.
Pretty well said.
Arvita was very pleased with the
That's good.
outcome.
well, good, good.
And so was.
So is the other
Ms. Porter.
other landowner, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay, well,
Everything's resolved.
I think so. I guess we're gonna sit here till 2, are we gonna have somebody here at 2:30, do you think?
I don't know.
No, no.
She never did call me back,
Yeah.
so usually she calls me back.
Yeah.
I think you can go ahead. I mean, I'd recommend opening it up for public comment, doing it now, and just making sure that you're still here. We don't want to adjourn without
Yeah.
giving somebody the opportunity that might have been showing up at 2:30.
I got you.
To have input.
Okay. Okay.
And I do apologize for not changing the time.
Well, it worked out better at this hour than 2:30 on this day, so we'll see what happens. We'll now open this public hearing up to public comment. If anybody has any wishes to state pro or con on this issue of Mrs. Higgins, please come forward, state your name and address, and tell us what you think. Not either one of you? Neither? Well. Okay. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hearing none, we'll close the public comment portion of this hearing. Commissioners?
I would move that we approve the AR 3 through 9 rezoning request for a single lot development subdivision. Application submitted by Arvita Higgins on property located at 21510 Road W, Lewis, Colorado.
Just for logistics, why don't we stay go ahead and vote on it, but we'll stay it going into effect until after 2:30. That way, if people show up and we
Okay,
reopen
we
it,
can
we'll all can reconsider.
Okay.
And this will not go into effect until 14/32.
Not
Second.
31, 32, okay. Second? Yes. It's been moved and seconded to approve an AR 3 through 9 rezoning request for a single lot development subdivision submitted by Arvita Higgins on property at 21510 Road W, Lewis, Colorado, with a stay of effectiveness until 1432 minutes of today. 1400 hours and 32 minutes. Thank you, MD. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Hey, a tower, is there something about a tower? Can you talk about a tower? It's going to be on Road G.
You mean the Horizon Tower south of town? That will be coming up Thursday. What do you need to know?
Well, I just wondered,
It's right there, proposed for just west of One Touch Electric,
It's on County Road G.
Mhm.
just at County Road G.
And it's
It's a
between-
100-foot tower
Yeah.
that's been approved by the FAA. They've got all the documents and stuff from the FCC for the tower, the height restriction. is
And it's
okay.
is it just for 911 or is it for,
No, this is a
It's-
cell service.
It's cell service.
oh,
But it is also for EMS. It helps EMS to have a better connection south of town, where service is restricted.
Is this on private property,
Yes, it is.
the
Yes.
location?
It's within a subdivision. However, that subdivision is all mixed use. That means it has everything in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's currently zoned heavy industrial.
Yes,
Right,
the
there you
property
go.
is zoned heavy industrial. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just hoping that if they use it for emergency communications, it may, I don't know, McElmo Canyon is a bad zone for all of our
Yeah.
EMS, and maybe it'll help down there some, you know, maybe
Hopefully it
it'll.
will.
It'll
And
be
this Horizon Tower has gained grant money, federal grant money, to do strictly EMS towers.
They're also
So-
wanting to look at property right there at the radio station
Yes.
for a
At
possible another
KVFC?
tower.
Mm-hmm.
On those big towers that
No,
KVFC?
it'll be,
No, it'll be a
their
new
own
one.
tower.
Be their own towers?
Yes.
Okay.
And I imagine it'll be a 200-footer.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why this one south of town is only 100 feet is because of its proximity to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
The FAA has stated that they will let it be there if they restrict the height to 100 feet. And it
Gotcha.
have no
They don't
blinking lights.
recommend lights on it.
Has no lights on it?
No, because of the close proximity to the
Mhm.
runway. They also have lights on the runway, and they don't want planes to
Can get confused
get
with a
confused
flashing red.
with two different lights.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
so that Horizon Tower at the radio station, that'd clean up the Totten Lake area where they have no reception.
Yeah.
mhm.
Is there a dead zone down in that Totten Lake
Bad,
area? Is there?
bad,
I
bad.
didn't know that. Well,
Wow.
I'm surprised, and maybe I'm just ignorant, has anybody ever approached KVFC or whoever owns the old station? Because those have, what's that, a 200, 300 foot, they've got two of them that are what, 300 foot?
300.
300-footer.
Has anybody ever approached them about putting some other types of communication devices, repeaters
Haven't
or?
contacted us.
Not that I'm
I would have
aware
thought
of.
that would have been the first place somebody would have gone to add something to it.
It may come into a structural engineering
May,
question.
may be, because those are mighty narrow skin, yeah, that maybe they can't handle a load like that, that's possibly true, but,
'Cause
man, that would have been the first place I would have looked
Oh,
if I was
yeah.
gonna put something, my God,
The
there's,
best signal to get from,
yeah,
but I'm just guessing that might be
you could,
part
yeah,
of
that's
the issue
probably,
because they,
because they're not very big, they're mighty skinny and spindly and,
Yeah.
yeah, couldn't handle the weight.
yeah, I think
Okay.
it's a wind load as much as anything.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, this tower already has, that is south of town, already has a microwave box that has been leased from AT&T
Mhm.
for this emergency services.
Good.
It's also got opposition.
It's got opposition to it?
Yes.
From whom?
2 or 3 landowners.
Oh.
I think we'll know on Thursday.
Oh, adjacent
know
property
on
owners or people that,
I guess, I'm
Yeah.
not for sure.
yeah. Yeah,
We've heard from a couple.
We've heard some, yeah.
okay. Anything else on your agenda we ought to keep our ear to the ground about?
Don's gonna set up a revocation of a certificate of designation hearing in about 5 weeks or so for 49 Square Ventures. We're gonna
Oh,
like
I got you.
the Attorney General to appear by phone if they to come down here and have the owners give them an opportunity to present evidence that they're not in violation of whatever CDPHE says they're in violation of.
Gotcha. Okay.
49 square, what? I lost.
Sorry, my mic's not on. 49 Square Ventures, which is a composting facility in Mancus. I don't think it's functioning, but we gave them a certificate of designation years ago to run this facility, and CDPHE has some issues with it. So they've asked us to set it for a hearing to revoke this certificate. So in about a month.
Okay.
That
Okay,
might be
don't-
a short hearing too,
They might concede it.
because they've admitted that they don't have money to pay for anything, and
Yeah.
so they can't be in compliance.
You know, I will communicate with them beforehand, and if they want to give us something in writing saying that they're in violation and for us to revoke it, then we can vacate that hearing. Because CDPHE is telling me the same thing, that they think they're just going to concede it.
Did they kind of lose their product stream when Western Excelsior went down? Wasn't that where they got
Maybe.
most of their composting materials, was the bark and stuff
That's
from?
what Shaq said, they were getting all their material from them, but I don't know if they've ever operated and
to
really
my
done anything
knowledge-
with it.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, they've not done anything with the material that they've received. That's my concern. It's all sitting there. It's had all this
Oh.
moisture, and it's like a big old wet haystack that nobody's tending to.
Wow.
That's my bigger concern than a certificate of designation,
Yeah.
is how hot is it?
Mm-hmm. When's it gonna ignite and explode and
Start on
go?
fire.
Yeah.
It's burned before. Years
Yeah.
and years ago, wasn't it?
Okay. Keep the flow going. You guys are moving them right along.
Yeah, we have, what is it, six
More.
or seven for Thursday.
Good, good. That's the kind of stream we like to see. That's a good
In
stream.
and out, in and out.
Yeah, you
How long
bet.
does it take, how long has the meetings been lasting?
The meeting on, last month,
About 3 hours.
about 3
last-
hours.
This one could go longer, we'll have a couple,
We have a couple that are
Discussions.
really,
Yeah. Yeah.
the tower would be one of them,
Mm-hmm.
and
Green Table Farm.
Green Table Farms is another one. It's
Okay.
going to have a lot of opposition,
Over in Vegas.
1 to 4.
When does that, that's on Thursday, when does that start?
Starts at 6.
Yeah,
Right
they
here in
will
this
be,
room.
mhm.
Right,
They will be
It's the last on
near the
the-
last one.
yeah. The tower's next to last, and then Green Table Farms is last on the agenda, just in case it goes.
Are you just
Wow.
hoping everyone's too tired to fight?
Tired to argue.
That has never happened.
Never.
So,
That way the other ones aren't held up for an hour or so.
Yeah, yeah, the ones that
Going
can,
through a long,
that's a good way to,
discussion.
that's a good way to schedule them. That's smart
and the
scheduling.
others are going to be pretty simple.
Mhm.
They're single lot developments or they're continuations.
Well, it's good to see you guys moving stuff through there. That's good, good stuff.
Doing our best.
Well, I know you are. That's all we ask.
Don, did you get a hold of or who was it, James was gonna get a hold of the USDA guy for
I
our
got a
meeting?
hold of Dwayne. He won't make it tomorrow, but he will be at the meeting on the 17th.
Oh, okay.
Good.
He said he could give everybody firsthand information.
Good.
Commissioners, this is a month with 5 Tuesdays, and
Oh.
traditionally, I know we've bucked tradition by changing the meetings to Tuesday, but on our 5th Mondays, we haven't been having meetings. Are we going to have a meeting on our 5th Tuesday, or?
I guess I would probably leave that to our administrators, kind of purvey if we have a bunch of stuff, if we come into that Tuesday before and we still have or could have a pretty large agenda, or enough stuff to hold a meeting on that 5th one, I would say have it, but if it looks like it can be carried over into the to what, the 7th of May? Would that be, is that
Yes.
right? Yeah. Then I'd kind of maybe leave it to our administrator's discretion. What do you?
Is there anything already on the planning agenda for
No.
that day? I can look into it.
Yeah, if it looks like, we can handle most everything on the 23rd, and nothing of major impact or import is looking for the 30th, then I'd say we could take that one off. We haven't done it in a long time. We used to take a lot of Mondays off.
Right.
We don't- Yeah,
There's only probably 2 or 3 months a year that have 5.
5-2, yeah.
Well, if we need to do it. I know that I'm gonna miss a meeting next month, so.
I am too. I'm missing a meeting in May, the end of May.
I'm missing one in the middle of May, so we need to have it, if not. Whatever the chairman says,
Well,
I'm right behind you.
I say we have it.
What?
I say we have it.
okay.
I mean, it just seems like we're more efficient and more effective being here every week,
Yeah.
getting things done. That way, the staff is never waiting for us.
Mm-hmm. No,
So even if it's a short meeting,
yeah, I've got no
get it done and-
opposition to that either.
Neither.
I don't have, that's,
We could do a potluck meeting and ask all of our people to bring something.
hey, let's all
We'll
bring,
break bread at the table.
let's all bring burritos and sopapillas and stuff and have a little brunch and, have breakfast here.
There we go.
Well, I think Commissioner Candelaria brings a valid point, and I really don't see any reason not to have the meeting. Our tax-paying citizens are getting more for their money, more bang for their buck.
Make them watch us.
Okay.
we're just more effective. One other thing that I'd like to bring up, Commissioner Sukla had brought up, I don't know, last week or a couple weeks ago about language to put on the ballot whether or not we were interested in adding the commissioners to a 3rd term. And if we could, I'd like to be able to put that maybe on the agenda for next week so that we can discuss that in an open meeting. if you
Or
guys are
we
okay with
could
that.
broadcast it a few weeks ahead of time and schedule it for the 30th, so there's plenty to talk about.
Next week would be great.
Okay, if you would do that.
Should I come up with some draft language for next week to discuss, or just
I think
leave it-
during the discussion,
discuss it
John, I
tomorrow,
think, yeah, I
or
think if
next
you've
week?
got time, that'd be good to have maybe a draft, a preliminary draft of a resolution of how that would look to be part of the discussion. That'd probably be good, yeah. Hey, we lost our audience.
They go to sleep or leave?
No, they peeled out on us.
No, we got another 10 minutes to wait.
Yeah.
That little girl's a sweetheart.
You know that little girl?
Right, she said Silbarn every week.
Oh, really? Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
She gonna be your protege? You teach her how to
I
auction?
don't know, like, she likes it.
Yeah, she might be one to groom. You don't see too many female auctioneers.
Not in this part of the country, but there is.
Is there?
Yeah.
I've just never seen one. Yeah.
It's the good ones. They got good voices.
Mm-hmm.
We still have public comment.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. Are you good with that, gentlemen?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, in the interim here, while we're waiting for our clock to get to 1,400 hours and 32 minutes, we're going to open it up to public comment. So if there's anybody that wishes to address the commissioners, please come up and give us your report. Dang, I can't get nothing going today, man. Nothing.
Well, I could,
Well,
Can we just visit, or do I have to?
no, you need to come up and do it officially.
Okay.
I mean, well, they can't hear you. I mean, we need
Yes,
to,
I understand that.
Yeah.
So I will stick saying what I was going to say.
oh,
well, we'll
Okay.
carry a mic back to you for this time.
yeah.
No, it's not about that.
Oh.
I really just was going to visit.
I'll visit.
Just want chit chat, huh?
I'll chit chat about we've been practicing, we're gonna be a team on the 12 Hours of Mesa Verde. And Shaq's been very entertaining the last week. He was to,
I showed them a new way to go off of Lemon. You just go shack bike, Shack. They were too scared to do it. So I was the only one that went down that way.
Neither one of them wanted to try your style, huh? Yeah.
I've done it.
that's hilarious.
How did that make you feel?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Are you riding, Jim?
I also was along with Shaq.
Now, going Candelaria by
No.
Candelaria, that's a little harder to
no.
do.
I did it the proper way.
Shaq did it the inventive way.
But Shaq doesn't have to pay for tattoos because his were free now. Because he's going to have something that lasts for the rest of his life.
Really?
You can get off and walk. That is allowed.
I've done that.
That is allowed.
I've done it rolling.
And Commissioner Candelaria also did a first for the Cocobelly Bike Club too,
Yeah, yeah.
or the shop. He did something they said couldn't be done. He patched a tubed tire with a plug.
In the field.
In the field. And it worked, and he rode in.
And it held air.
Oh, look at this.
And I came.
Oh, whose lovely knee is that? Is that Mr. Shaq's knee? You know, why do you got, I've got one question. Here these people are up in the woods and the rocks and the dirt, and wrecks are always, every time I've had one of these guys come in from a ride, that's either they've been stabbed with a branch, wrecked in the rocks, flipped and rolled, and they're all wearing shorts. They all put their skin out there and said, come on, baby, tear me up. I want to bleed today. Come on, baby, tear me up.
You know this picture. We didn't take this. Shaq did. Shaq says, honey, I'm on my way home. You got to get the hot water hot.
Call the
you got to
house.
get blankets. We got a serious.
No hot water. I take cold showers for stuff like that. And you stand in it until it's numb. It's easier to wash out.
Smart. Oh, Shaq. Hey, Shaq.
Yes, sir.
They make knee pads and long breeches, brother. And it may save a little bloodletting on your part.
Long breeches might get caught in
They
the
make clips
pedals
for
and
your
chains.
pants and hold your pants right to your leg, no problem, but I've seen them.
All right.
Then they're
I think
done.
they call those spandex, right? You're not going to see me in those.
Yeah, or spandex. Yeah, Shaq, I'd love to see him in a spandex.
Thank you, Jack. I don't want to see
You know what? I think he needs to get a yellow and black polka dot spandex suit for the team, so that he's seen through the woods. You can trace him all the way around the whole course. You can see him the whole way.
Oh, man. Let's go back to public comment.
Yeah.
Did you guys decide on your name?
Oh, yeah, they've got it.
Yeah, it's slopes. Go ahead.
Worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario.
Okay, Shaq, you got to get us a different picture, buddy.
Did you find the bike that fit?
I don't know yet, but I mean, the bike's okay.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
The one he had bucked him off, so I don't know if that was a fit or not. He might still be shopping, yeah.
Well, I was telling Mike Jenkins about it down at the landfill, said the bike bucked me off, and he said, it didn't buck you off, you fell off. Come with me and I'll show you a horse will teach you the difference. So,
You fell.
what-
Oh, baby.
while we're sitting here, I will bring up another picture, maybe a proposed ordinance that we could institute from Montezuma County.
Hey, I like that. I think the sheriff ought to get 500 of those printed.
And maybe
and
it'll
post
really
them
help.
At every intersection. No crime.
I mean, we could alleviate one shift doing that.
I'll tell you what. That's pretty good. Where'd you find that?
I'll never tell.
Never tell.
It's by the ocean
By
somewhere.
the ocean.
Yeah, it's down by the ocean somewhere. No crime. 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Other than that, it's a free-for-all.
Yeah, once 6:30 comes around. you
Look
can do
out,
whatever you want.
all deals are off.
I mean, I can DJ for a while.
We're all ears. I can't believe there's not one public comment statement out there, not one. And we're allowing time and time. Jim, why don't you go down and give us a public comment shot, would you? You don't have anything?
I can see Gayla is thinking
She's
pretty
working
hard.
on it, isn't she? She's working on
See,
it.
I can see that.
The wheels turning. The wheels are turning, and how are your roads out there?
They're fine right now, but what we're hearing is tomorrow that may change.
Might be different. Well, I'll tell you what, they've got, County Road M has never driven as smoothly as it does right now. And it's all ground up, bladed and mag chloride, and it's amazing, the soft spots that they find. There's about two big, one there by Robert Owens' place there west of the LDS church, and another one over past Bauer's place on it. But when you hit those soft spots, boy, you know it, don't you? I mean, they are boggy stuff, and they're filling them with gravel and letting them pack in. But man, that road is nice.
That actually made me think of something. We were asked, do you remember when the, going to the Philsworth parking lot, they said if they did the road that we would plow it once a year? Is that how you take that or not? Do you remember, John, how that all went down?
Didn't we provide the gravel for the parking lot?
No, they got the gravel from Billy Good, and I don't think that we provided anything.
Really?
The Triad, isn't that what he said? Triad
I think he said that Triad.
provided the blade.
Blade to blade and
Wyndham and
level
Nish
up the road.
provided the dozer, and we just gave our consent that they could do it. But it's a red road, I believe. And then they asked, they were saying that they thought that because they did all the work and everything, that we would blade it once a year. And I don't remember.
We probably need to go back and look at the minutes of those meetings, Larry, Don, because I can't remember that either. I don't, because that,
Which parking lot are you talking
The
about?
Phil's World?
Let me see what I-
because that's a private road into a subdivision that they got granted the use of. Because see, that's a subdivision road into Cornet subdivision
That's
back
correct.
there. And I think the Phil's World people got permission to use that road because I almost
Well,
think it was
that
a
where the road is on state ground.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, how did Joe Cornett get a road to his subdivision through the
Well,
state ground?
He did.
I don't know, it's a convoluted deal. I don't know, but
So how would that conversation, it would have been, how long ago was that? 2 years or a year?
I'll bet that's been 2
It's
years.
just been a year, hasn't it? Isn't it? Or
No, I think it's been
I think
2
it's
years.
been 2 years.
It's been 2 years.
Okay,
Larry
2
Don.
years.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing in 16.
But I'll tell you what, I cannot believe that the biking club has not gotten the state of Colorado and CDOT to put a sign out there about a quarter of a mile or a half a mile before the Phil's World. There is nothing there to tell you where Phil's World is at.
I
Nothing.
know, right?
And
Hey, he got lost.
Look
I
at the
believe it.
parking lot.
I
though.
believe it. How do you tell them how to get there? You go past the gun club and turn right or turn left?
Apparently you gotta live longer than 40 years for sure.
But I can't believe the bike club, they've done it for every other type of recreational thing. They've done it for the McPhee Recreation Area. They've done it for the marina down there. To get a sign up there that says, quarter mile or half a mile Phil's World with an arrow pointing to it just makes sense to me that is an unmarked, undesignated Southwest TPR. I think you ought to jump on that Thursday.
Okay.
Tell them we need some
I think
action.
that they're not concerned about getting people, they're concerned about their road being bladed once a year.
I'm just saying this is an ancillary situation that needs to be, what we ought to do is go put a big one up there and mount it on their light poles there at the fairgrounds. That'd be perfect. On those light poles they put up, mount up a big about 4.5 by 5 foot sign, Phil's World ahead, that way, quarter of a mile.
What if it would have been something with Southwest Cycling Association? Look at that up, because they're the ones that came in and presented to us when that happened.
Is that Kevin Barnum?
Yeah.
But you're sure, Larry Don, we didn't give them gravel for that parking lot
I'm
expansion?
not. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember the details.
I'm almost certain that they had to do the hauling and all that stuff, but I'm pretty sure that we gave them gravel when they doubled
But
that
it's
parking lot.
sandstone.
Is it sandstone?
Oh, so see, they're talking, the road is sandstone.
Yes, the
and that's
salt
what
road.
they're asking them being blade.
I understand that.
We did give them
Gravel.
that bigger gravel to
Expand their parking lot, yeah. And I think that's where the trade-off was.
Okay,
And
I don't
maybe,
know.
and maybe we did talk about blading it, but I don't recall us ever taking on a maintenance.
It isn't from, it's not very far. is
Oh,
it,
I know,
Jim?
but, man, it's a rough son of a gun. Is it still
It's on
rougher than a
rock.
cob?
Right now it is.
It's on
Yeah.
sandstone.
Yeah. That was a
It's
bad.
actually on the rock.
Oh, I know, on Cap Rock. Yeah, that thing going in there before they did that major rework of it. My gosh, you needed your bicycle just to get in off the highway. That was a rough son of a gun. It's like the Sand Canyon parking lot. It was the same thing.
¿Qué hora es?
Es 31. Necesitan 32.
22.
Okay. Nobody has shown up. Our decision stands as presented at 1:55
It
in
was
the
2
afternoon,
something,
whatever
wasn't it?
time it was.
I think it was after 2, barely.
Okay.
But
Our decision stands in the RV to Higgins single lot development decision. Okay.
Move to,
Public comment? Going once,
move
going
to
twice?
adjourn.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to adjourn. We are adjourned.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you for that, Keenan.
Yeah.
Good,
Cool. I hope you can.
Oh, yeah.